Hi everybody, I am Erica and welcome back to Beyond the Color. So today on Beyond the Color, I am going to be interviewing Vincent Thomas. So I just want to do a little quick interview with a couple of the performers and choreographers that will be featured in the Black Lives Matter performance that I'm doing entitled We Are Here. So without further ado, here's my interview with Vincent Thomas. So just tell me a little bit about yourself. Let's just get started on that.
Well, I'll say that I am zooming in from Towson, Maryland, which is the land of the Piscataway natives. And so I honor the land in which I stand on, and know that this is built on the enslaved and on the ceded territory. So I want to honor that first. I come from dirt roads and newspaper walls. I come from peach pies and front porches. I come from childhood games and a community of love and warmth and Southern cooking. I come from collard greens and black-eyed peas and
you're making me hungry.
Skillet cornbread.
That good old Southern hospitality now.
Yes. And with that, I have to honor and recognize my ancestors. I'm the grandson of Johnny and Alberta Thomas, the grandson of Warren and Mariah Brown. I am the son of Georgia May, the late Georgia May, and Willie B. Thomas. I'm a brother, an uncle, a nephew, a cousin, a godfather, a friend. I grew up in a small town in South Carolina.
Okay.
And and you know, as I look back on it, what an amazing time that was artistically. And I say that because I have to first honor my roots of dancing and moving in this world and in this life as I know now, which are Don Cornelius and Soul Train, Solid Gold, American Bandstand, Hee Haw, and movies like Seven Brides for Seven Brothers, The Wiz,
I love The Wiz.
Yeah, Fred Astaire, Ginger Rogers, Michael Jackson, like all those people that moved and inspired me to move my body. In addition to my community and at the community center and that family gatherings. So that's where I come from. I have a music education degree from University of South Carolina in Columbia, South Carolina.
Okay. So did you start your musical and like color guard, activities and stuff like that in South Carolina? Is that where you all started?
I did.
Okay.
I was a trombone player in middle and high school. And
okay.
Yeah. And it was
I played the oboe.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. And was also drum major at my high school. And it was then that, on the drum major podium, you can see everything that's happening.
Right.
And so, I would see these flags and things move around. And so I said, wow, I could do that.
Right.
Better yet, let me teach them. Let me, because if I'm going to look at it. And so not knowing what I was doing with this 5-foot pole and, this wooden rifle. But I was so curious about it. And so I taught myself and learned from the color guard captains of my high school. And
that's amazing.
Just played around with them. And my senior year, I ended up writing some of the color guard show. So that was my first time picking up that piece of equipment. But then, going to USC and as a music major, a vocal major, there was this thing called Winter Guard. And so I joined Winter Guard.
Which guard did you join?
It was a Winter Guard called 308.
308. Okay.
Yes, back in the day. And wow, what a great time that was. And my color guard instructor, his name was Chase Mullins, and he passed away many years ago. But he was a Madison Scout, so through him, I learned about drum corps, and
kind of got the passion of the activity and everything.
yeah, and it was there in my freshman year in college that I took my very first formal dance class.
Okay.
So, and I continued dancing in the community and taking electives for my undergraduate degree, and then I taught music in South Carolina.
Okay.
While I was doing that, I was also teaching a lot of high school color guards, and I was the first color guard caption head for Carolina Crown Drum and Bugle Corps.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so starting that with an amazing team of educators as well, who were good friends of mine and brothers in the fraternity of Phi Mu Alpha. And I was dancing a lot with the Concert Jazz Company in Columbia, South Carolina. And so just getting into the bodies of the drum corps, and it was mandatory that they conditioning and movement classes with me every morning, and so I look back at Crown now and see where they've come to.
Right.
Know that beginning seed,
and that you had a big part of that as well. That's amazing.
Yeah, and then I went to, in 96, I went to Florida State to get my master's in dance.
Okay.
I left teaching music and explore and find out my dancing passion. And it has been it's been amazing.
It's been like just blast off from there.
It's been amazing,
and it's amazing that you still do it as well. Like it's like you're dancing and just color guard and everything, like starting so young and then still having that passion and then making it like a life thing. Like if I could like have color guard be my job, like I say this all the time, like that would be amazing. Or you know what I'm saying, just something that I love so much. Is like that would be for me, and I feel like that.
Yeah, and I got to, there was a point where like I was teaching a lot of color guard, color guards, but I never let go of my desire to teach music in public schools. And when, I didn't allow color guard to, and I love the pageantry art, I do.
Right.
But I knew that there were other things I wanted to do.
Right.
And so professionally, and they all link into each other, of course.
Right.
So, and now teaching at a university in the dance department, and it's amazing. And to still be able to do color guard
whenever.
Yeah.
Right.
I have control over that as far as how much and when I do. Of course my schedule really has a say in that too.
Right.
Not available, but I love, and what I love about it is I love working with the young people. I do. The young people are so talented,
Right.
And so if I can offer anything to them of value, then I just love that.
That is amazing. That's amazing. So my next question is going to be because you kind of answered a lot of some of the other questions that I had, so I appreciate that. So how do you feel about the state of the marching arts right now? Let's dive right on into it.
Erica, I think
it's a hard question, especially I just feel like for me, when I think about it, is like the first thing I think of is wow. And I say that in a sense of it's just this activity means so much to me, and to see what it is and the reactions and what it's becoming, and I'm praying for change and different things like that. Just the one word that just keeps coming back in my head is wow.
Yeah. Well, the color guard field, the pageantry field is, it's really amazing on so many levels. How it brings people together, how it gives a community for students who need and want and desire that the ways of being in a collective of people pushing their physical limits, their intellectual limits, just giving them an artistic outlet.
Right.
You know,
and that's what color guard is for me. It definitely is that outlet, like that I can just get away and escape. I pick up that flag and it's like I'm in a whole different world.
Yeah, and it's it keeps students and kids off the streets.
Absolutely.
It gives them purpose. It gives them joy. You know, all of that stuff. So I love the activity for that. You know, and you know the innovation of the activity was on a constant rise. And even with that, you know, I feel like there was changes that were needed to happen, to happen. And so now this is a real opportunity. I think this pandemic is an opportunity for the activity to really recalibrate and reevaluate and reassess and realign, and to really go back to what is central in the activity, and that is the youth members. And so I think this is an opportunity for the judging community to wash their clothes, to buy new clothes, to understand the skin that they're in and how they view and see and adjudicate or assess. I think it's time. I think it has been time for that.
For a minute, yeah.
I think that and the other pandemic, which I'll call, you know, the Black Lives Matter movement, is giving the activity an opportunity to really check in on itself. For acknowledgement of the Black and brown people who have a huge impact on the activities.
Absolutely.
And for so long has probably gone unrecognized. So there's a valuing system that's in place there too.
That needs to happen, absolutely.
Yeah, so honestly, I'm excited about what is happening and the challenges that the pageantry organizations are facing. Because it's really giving them a chance to, one, look at their mission and to see if their mission is lining up with what they have been doing or what they need to do.
Exactly, for the past few years, or numerous years.
For the past.
Right, for the past in general, period.
And so we see that on multiple levels in our society, in our lives, not only in the pageantry arts. We see that in the economic, we see that in the residential, we see that in the
politics,
So, I think this, you know, as sad as it has been not to have a WGI 2020, not to have a DCI 2020, not to have all of these, you know, the Music for All Bands of America competitions, and all, you know, not to have so much of that is devastating. Yes, it is. But it's also an opportunity for us to inhale. And exhale. It's an opportunity for us to go back to the core of why we do this.
Why we fell in love with the activity in the first place.
Yes. And so that recalibration is so needed and so welcomed, I think.
Yeah, and that was good.
Thank you so much for tuning in to my interview with Vincent Thomas. I'm so thankful to be able to interview with him, and also so thankful to have him inside my performance entitled We Are Here. Of course, if you still would like to participate, there's still time. Please go on to Style Plus TV/BTC. That's Style Plus TV/BTC to be able to get all of the information and everything about the performance and how you can be included, how the camera's supposed to be held, all that little fun stuff. Yes.